have to keep all the lights on again?
Is there a delay on this one?
No, you're live.
Good evening, savages, and welcome to Ashville Anguish, the debrief and discussion. We're going to go over our part 1 and 2, and we'll go from there.
Good evening, savages, and welcome back to another episode of Savagely Paranormal. So tonight it's an interesting topic. We were at a house case.
Yeah.
Quite a few times.
Yeah.
Going back a third time.
Yeah.
Seems to be the record, hasn't it? At least 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the most we've done is 2.
Yeah.
Because Saybrook, we only went twice, right? Or which is the Geneva one on our website.
No, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was only 2, and then
they
they ducked out and moved.
Yeah. So Ashville Anguish. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, wait, let's go back and give the backstory of what was going on and how we got it. And
so there was a Facebook post from another group, from another team, and they were looking for somebody that could urgently take an emergency case. I called them. I'm like, hey, our team has pretty open books right now. We can take another case. Okay. Well, they rearranged their schedule to originally fit them in. And then a huge storm happened.
Yeah.
And they couldn't go.
and then they all got sick.
Then they rescheduled and everybody got sick. And it was a pretty weird omen for them. And they're like,
yeah.
Can you still take this case? We need to have it done. Okay, sure. You guys had it booked for this weekend. We're free this weekend. Got it. We'll do it. Cool. Longest 3-hour drive of our entire investigation. Oh.
So we
I didn't
went.
even feel like it took that long when we went to Cynthiana, y'all. Like it.
This was a long car ride, and it was not. I mean, it was only 3 hours, but
It was long.
we
and
went
boring.
on March 2nd, and we left at.
like 4 in the morning.
No, I'm trying to remember when we left here.
We left
Like
here about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got there about 8:30ish
And I
due to getting turned around once.
Yeah. We had a potty break once or twice and then took the wrong exit. I don't know who was driving, but
I don't know
The
who was navigating.
navigator got directionally lost, and
Yeah.
she had a moment. It was not me.
and then
is why I don't
swear
navigate.
it felt like we were driving for a whole day.
Yeah,
But
it's forever.
the main
And on the way down there, we had when we were at the rest stop,
we had some weird stuff
we
happening.
had the at the rest stop that we were at. We me and Kelsey were in like the little snack shacky vending machine thing, and the door opened by itself and slammed shut. And I was like, and so it begins.
And it started here the night before, or the day before, because I was off that day and we were, prepping and getting ready, and
Like we always do.
yeah, nothing
Bringing
new.
out some
Yeah,
fun tools to see if we can get some.
things started happening here, so we started asking questions, and they said that they were from her house. And they specifically called out Megan and I that we had to be there.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Not like too weird, but like it was a little
It
weird.
wasn't weird getting the visit because that happens,
Right.
but specifically being called out, being like, you
have to be at this
Yeah.
location. That was a little weird.
Yeah, that was a little.
I mean, we've had that happen with Brian at the Geneva house, which is a very similar case to this. But like, not usually both of us.
No.
It's usually like one of us, maybe if we're lucky, we'll get called out and be like, you have to be here for a specific reason. Okay, but why both of us this time?
Right. I
It
don't
was
know.
a little weird.
But the main reason, I mean, we would have agreed to take the case no matter what.
Right.
But the main reason that we wanted to go was...
They watched their grandkids during the day. We were
And the
a
grandkid
little worried.
had something happen where she saw something sitting in a chair that was trying to lure her. And it was... The way she described it and what I saw in my head happening was a little sketchy.
Yeah, it was a man in a blue suit, like...
Very creepy, long, skinny fingers, very pale, very chiseled faces, hair parted down the middle, greasy, not greasy, but greasy looking, stringy black hair, with this, sitting like this, with this sneer on his face, just calling her. And it was just not...
It was not the
Not
vibe.
right, no.
It was not the vibe.
No.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting moment to have that, like, that thought pop in your head, like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often on a lot of these cases.
No, at least not before we even get there.
Yeah.
No.
But, so we got down there, finally, after, like, what seemed to be
3 days.
forever.
3 days driving in the car.
Yeah, it felt like that. And we had, like, almost nothing happen.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we had a lot of K2 activity. We had our motion sensing camera go off constantly in the front room where they had, that was the kids' playroom. And
Yeah.
they had the TV turn on and off. They've heard footsteps run across the floor. They've had shadows.
They've heard things banging, like, on the walls and stuff, and, like, the garbage can get knocked over, but, like, we had nothing.
Yeah.
It was weird. We didn't have a whole lot. Like, the first, like, 2 hours that we were there, we had, like, nothing.
The only other big things that she said had happened there, besides, like, the garbage lid, and
Yeah.
I don't put much into that because...
They have a very large dog.
that, and, you know, if that's the worst thing that happens in a haunting, that's nothing.
That's, like, poltergeist
Yeah.
activity. Like, you
But
can
she
live
had
with
been
that.
laying in bed, and she's had things happen. Well, they both have had things happen in the bedroom before with noises and shadows and whatnot. But she was laying there trying to sleep, and her husband had just had hip surgery, so he's not very mobile.
Yeah.
And they have a big king-size bed. He was over on the other side of the bed, facing the other way, knocked out from his surgery. And she felt an arm go under her neck, kind of like cradle her head, and then
Another hand reach around
and was
groping
touching her inappropriately.
Yeah.
And one other time she had been sitting there like half awake, half asleep. She felt the air like something was trying to punch her. She ducked and it hit the headboard, and there's actually a little crack in the headboard.
Yeah. That was really, like, the most, like, violent thing that really happened there, though.
Yeah, she's had little things like being in the shower curtain will open, which
During
in
the
itself
first
is creepy, but
I mean, that was, like, the most violent thing that had happened during our first visit. Like,
well, yeah, we're not even going to hit the other one yet, but yeah. But that was really...
right. And the husband had a weird nightmare about
Oh, yeah.
little tiny forest people chopping away at his oxygen tubing, and then, like, his
Wait.
oxygen tank that was in a whole entire part of the house got shut off randomly by itself. Like, nobody shut it off, just it shut itself off. So.
Yeah, so that was a little
weird.
sketchy.
It was a little weird. Yeah, the way he described his little forest people
Yeah.
things, they were, like, very gnomish, the way he described them. So I was like, that's interesting. That's a new one. That's a new one for us.
Yeah.
We don't have that very often.
But speaking of gnomes, we did do a couple of different communication techniques where we were able to kind of figure out that they do have a house gnome who is generally there for protection. However,
He's a
if you
little-
don't,
He's a
you
little
know,
mad.
yeah, if you don't respect them or leave them offerings or whatever, they are known to be quite mischievous.
They're jerks.
Yeah. So, is it possible that that's who or what did that? Sure, because people had no idea. We did teach them some tools to leave offerings and such, and
yeah, it seemed to appease the little critter thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a very non
we did
exciting investigation the first round. But we got a lot of
we got a
spirit box
ton
stuff.
of EVPs.
A ton of EVPs. Like we went through like 60 different EVPs, I think. It was crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of voices.
We did we had one in particular where we had asked why are you here and why are you bothering her, and we got the R word, which
Wanted to inappropriately attack her in inappropriate ways. So.
so that kind of ties in with her thing.
Yeah.
Then we asked another question, why are you here and what do you want from these people? We got the word them. We had
there was if you've seen our live investigation, which we did post on YouTube, so if you haven't seen that, go check that out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of spirit box activity where it was yelling curse
we
words at
got a
us.
few swear words which we can't say right now, but we did get
Few obscenities.
yeah. The other thing that she said that was happening quite often was something was mimicking her.
Yeah.
Her husband would hear her, but it wasn't really her. She didn't say anything. And when we were talking about her being in the shower curtain moving, she says a whole sentence, and at the end of her sentence she says right. A couple seconds later you have the mimicking her saying right.
Yeah, that was weird. That was a little weird listening to that through the recordings, having it mimic different people. Well, not just, I don't think it really mimicked us too much, but it did definitely mimic the homeowner a lot.
Yeah, we had quite a few of them in there that sounded like her, but it wasn't really her because we were there and we know that she didn't say that.
Right. And then we had the spirit box yell for Kelsey.
Which was awesome because she never gets her name said.
It's usually the three of us.
The one that I want to try to backtrack and research some more was when we asked another spirit that we were talking to, because we asked this question a lot throughout the night, was if they knew who the one in the blue suit was, and we got Niet, which is Russian for no.
Yeah, that was interesting. We don't get the foreign language stuff very often.
I mean, we get a lot of Spanish, and I've heard some that I swear is like
German.
I've gotten a few that I've recognized a few Latin words because, my God, it's been 100 years since I took Latin. But being in medical stuff, I can recognize some of it still.
Right. But that's not like an every case occurrence.
No.
So it's usually more weirder cases that we have.
Spanish is quite common, though. We get a lot of that. But again, it's kind of,
you kind of expect that, though, because our area is so heavily influenced by that culture. So I don't know.
Oh, and then we got another. I think we were in the master bedroom at this time, and Kelsey was talking about she saw something on the wall. I think this was when we had the laser grid up, and we were sitting there, and I remember her saying that she saw something in the grid, and we were trying to figure it out, and we got an EVP that says go away, demon.
Yeah. Oh, and then when we were in the master bedroom, Brian was outside, we heard we heard what sounded, at first we thought it was thunder, and then we're like, I don't know what that is, and then it sounded like fireworks. And then it sounded like gunshots, and we were trying to figure out what it was, but we only heard it in the house. Brian didn't hear it outside.
Yeah.
Which was kind of weird. It was very, very weird to have that much noise, be so loud and be convinced that it came from outside, because you almost felt the noise.
It's so loud that we caught it on the recorder, and it's loud on the recorder.
Yeah. It was definitely interesting to have something so loud come through, but not be able to pinpoint where it came from. It sounded loud enough that it was outside.
Yeah.
It sounded like fireworks, and then it didn't sound like fireworks, and then it sounded like gunshots, and I'm like, okay. But I mean, the land that her house sits on was all Shawnee Native land, so it's possible that some kind of
It could be old battlefield stuff.
type stuff came through, or hunting party.
It's
I don't know.
possible. I
It's
don't know.
just- We had a lot of like random like gibberish come through over
A
the
lot.
EVPs.
We got one growl, one baby growl,
Yeah.
and we have so many that you can clearly hear that something is talking, but
you can't
you
understand.
cannot figure out what it is at all.
Yeah.
We-
This case took a lot of time to go through.
Yeah. We
A
got a
lot.
couple good pictures. We
Yeah.
got orbs, we got shadows.
Yeah.
I
We,
think we
uh,
totally cut Brian off. He's like staring at the wall.
What did you think of this case?
I mean, y'all got the brunt of it. I didn't really do much. I was just there for backup.
Yeah.
But oh, they did have two dogs. One was this tiny little blind dog. He was so cute.
That's my
Poodle
buddy.
Thing.
The other one, they had him in a bedroom because he's big and crazy, and they didn't want him getting in the way or making too much noise.
Big hyper puppy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I will say,
His room was the most
it was a happy feeling in there. Not
he was a happy boy.
he was, but not like when we walked in this house, we didn't get the feeling of walking into something like we normally do.
There was, to be honest, walking in the house, there was no sense of dread. There was
No.
there was
There's
no
nothing.
overly dark feeling.
No. But when you walked in the room where the dog was, it was still a completely different feeling.
It was
just
like a very light, very happy, welcome to my space type
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah. It was a very light and airy, very calming,
yeah.
happy place. And then like
But-
the rest of the house, but the rest of the house didn't have like,
The rest of the house was
weird
like
vibe.
void of any feeling.
yeah, it was weird.
Normally when we
A lot of times, because of what type of house it was, it's a fairly open floor plan.
yeah,
Yeah.
So all your rooms blend together unless
Yeah.
they're closed off by a door.
right.
Yeah. There was a whole lot of nothing though.
But normally when we go on an investigation,
You feel something.
when you walk in the door, you get a feeling that you can I shouldn't say you. We get the feeling that you can pretty much judge what's going to happen by that feeling you get when you walk in the door.
yeah, this one threw us.
We walked in
this
the
one threw me
door.
for a loop.
Literally felt nothing. It was
I
like
was
a
like-
total void of emotion, void of feeling at all.
Yeah, we're like, why are we here?
Yeah.
Like for a very long, for like most of the case, I'm like, why are we here? Nothing is happening. We're not getting anything.
No.
There's nothing like being thrown like the client was having happen. We didn't have a whole lot of anything happen until like later in the evening when I
Yeah.
got choked. But
When we were in the bedroom, though, there were things moving in the bedroom, but we sit in the dark, and we couldn't really, by the time we would get a flashlight and look, there was nothing there. Now, with that being said, their tiny little dog is blind and was pretty much in somebody's lap or being carried by Brian, so we know it wasn't the dog.
yeah,
So there was things moving, and there were noises inside the walls,
yeah.
but that was it.
The noises in the walls and like on the ceiling were kind of weird.
Yeah.
We know me and my debunking theories, though, so the sounds on the walls, like the scratching and that, can be attributed to small rodents coming
Right.
in because it's cold out.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have no way of knowing that because obviously we're not going to tear apart their walls, but
Right.
I'm not going to discredit the client and say
Right.
that they're not hearing what they're not hearing,
right.
but I'm also going to take into consideration the type of the building it was, where
Right.
it was at. You have a large field not too far away.
Yeah.
I did hear something when I was outside alone going to the car to get my water or a snack or whatever. I heard something very large run across what I thought was the roof or in the front bedroom, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. I don't see anything up there,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I want to investigate that noise by myself. But I don't see anything. I'm like flashlight. I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see eyeballs. I don't see nothing.
And there was nobody in the front room while you were out there because you came in and immediately asked us, and we were all at the back of the house.
Yeah, that was a little interesting.
With that being said, she had 2 friends who had their own paranormal team that were into some
darker subjects.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
their way
they
of getting
came
rid
in
of
and
things
did
was
things.
Interesting.
So did they potentially invite more things in?
Well, I mean, when you invite things to possess somebody else in order to battle them,
You're pretty much
You're
inviting
not
them.
you're not gonna get what you think you're getting.
Right.
9 times out of 10.
yeah.
Right. And then we also found out later after the fact that before they lived there were
Interesting neighbors that like to do rituals in the driveway.
I don't want to call them rituals because we don't really know what they were doing, but they were doing
Some
things
kind of spell work in the
that
driveway.
somebody assumed would be a ritual. So,
Chanting in foreign languages
Yeah.
in the driveway around a fire
Yeah.
pit.
yeah. I don't want to judge and say that's what they were doing, but that's what it sounds
No
like.
belief shaming.
I'm not belief shaming. I'm just saying it sounds like a ritual. Just because I said it's a ritual doesn't mean that it was a ritual for the bad things. It could have been a
just
ritual
saying,
for the good things. We don't know.
It's kind of like kink shaming. We don't belief shame either.
We don't.
They're doing something. They were doing something. And, okay, so maybe whatever they were doing,
Backfired.
they got what they wanted. But is there the potential that whatever they did, they could have done one thing wrong and opened up more things? Or could they have possibly this be what they wanted to do and cause chaos for the next person that lived there? Who knows?
Yeah. It's hard to know unless you interview the
Right.
homeowners, and we don't have that info. So
And I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna go backtrack through all that. And now, if it was something where somebody, life or death, okay, I can see that. But I'm not gonna go harass somebody that lived there 10 years ago
yeah,
when there's no guarantee that they're the ones that even did it. They just saw random people.
yeah,
So who even knows who it was, really?
could have been anybody.
It could have been, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they said that there wasn't a house on this spot at the time.
Yeah. And it was definitely like a weird thing to have the client be like, "Oh yeah, by the way,
Yeah.
the neighbors
I'm like,
Seeing
you could have
people-
told this beforehand.
seen people in the yard here doing a something with a fire pit and
Yeah.
chanting things." That's a little interesting.
Yeah.
That's good to know going in beforehand, but
Luckily, we're prepared for all those kinds of things.
right. But we didn't really have I don't know, we just did not have much activity on
No.
either trip. And
No.
that was a little off-putting. It was too quiet.
It was hide and seek, to the extreme. We've
Yeah.
played hide and seek before, but usually the way we do it, we can eventually flesh them out. One goes here, one goes here, one goes there, one goes here, and eventually you can draw them to the center.
Yeah.
We couldn't draw this one out.
Yeah. But I mean, our second trip we kind of figured out why. So
Yeah, so after the first trip, we did a house blessing, we did Palo Santo, we did holy water, we
Did the
did the prayers, everything. Talked to her the next day. She said they got the most peaceful night's sleep that they've had in they can't remember how long.
yeah,
So we're like, yes, okay.
we got it. Great. Awesome.
Talked to her a couple days later. Well, the granddaughter saw the guy in the blue suit again, and I forget the exact verbiage, but he came back and told her,
You're in
"You're in
big
big trouble now." Then, there's lights flickering, trash can lids moving and getting thrown across the room more often. There's more shadow figures. There's this, there's that. Okay, we'll be back.
And our next trip, we went out, which was the exact next weekend. We brought in one of our friends from Hotel Conneaut. He's a Reiki master. We brought him back with us to see if maybe he could help flush things out. He does Reiki work, and he's a sin eater empath like Brian. So we brought him back. We're like, well, maybe if we have two of them,
Right?
well,
One on each side, and we'll just hoover them out.
right. We'll figure it out. We'll
Yeah.
figure what this thing is and get rid of it for good this time. Within like the first 30 minutes of being there, I got choked again,
Yeah.
which isn't that much out of the ordinary. It is what it is.
Wasn't as bad.
Apparently we really made it mad, and it really doesn't like me, which
Yeah.
it is what it is. But we found out through Darren that there were quite a few portals open that he closed, and we were hoping, with the portals being closed, that it would stop it from playing hide and seek, from parkouring away from us.
Yeah.
Didn't really work.
No. But we did have, I can't really say we had documented experiences because, again, most of the experiences were on a more personal level.
Yeah.
But we haven't listened to the EVPs or pictures or anything yet. But as I was walking through the master bedroom, we had like the funhouse floor thing going on.
Yeah.
And it was so bad that I got dizzy and literally thought I was going to throw up. And I felt like I was going to fall over. And I leaned over on the bed and I'm like, I got to get out of this room.
Yeah.
So I went up front to go see if I could get anything up there. And then that's when you guys had all the fun in the back. I missed most of the fun.
It was mostly just Darren, noticing that you could see the ripples of the energy and the funhouse floor feeling, and
Well, Brian
weird.
said he saw the funhouse floor and he saw the bed.
So when I noticed that it looked like you would see like a drop of water into a puddle.
Yeah.
How it ripples up from the center, and you could see that in various areas of the back bedroom. Mm-hmm. And it's really how the floor felt.
Yeah. It was
felt like
crazy.
it was waving. It was weird. Like it was almost rolling from underneath you. And we had that happen at one of our other cases too, though. So
Yeah.
wasn't something that we were expecting. But then we're like, wow, if this feeling happened there, and we dealt with the really big bad things at that location, maybe this is worse than we thought it was.
Right.
Possibly, maybe.
Well, yeah, because normally when you get one of those, you get the feelings. But again, there were no vibes being set off anywhere except for the little barrier to the master bedroom that you kind of hit, and like a brick wall when you hit the door.
The big puppy's room still felt as warm and inviting as it did the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of vibes though.
No.
It was very vibeless.
No disrespect to the dog, but if I were a spirit, I wouldn't want to go in that room either.
Yeah.
No.
He was big. He was hyper, and
He's chased one away, at least one away, that she actually witnessed the shadow going through the door or the wall or whatever, because he chased it around and chased it out. But
it was very devoid of everything though. It was just weird. This case has been weird with the feelings.
definitely the second time,
The
I shouldn't say we didn't feel anything. We felt more the second time than we did the first time, but still not like a normal walk in, wham.
Yeah. It was weird. Normally, the energy finds you, you can
You can feel
feel
where
it.
to go.
This time, nothing. Again, nothing. I'm like, I don't know why we're here again. Like, I don't feel anything. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I did see something on the ceiling in the bathroom this round versus last time. It was like it's a shadow thing. It looked like a mix between like a crab and a spider, and it moved like it had like tentacles like an octopus, and like moved like an octopus across the ceiling. And I was like, huh, I don't know what that is. As I'm sitting, that's where I'm looking at. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but like it's a weird shadow thing. I don't know what that is. It's weird. And you could almost see like ecto gooey webbing on the ceiling, which is weird. But like it didn't give off weird vibes though. It was just there. Running around on the ceiling, like it was parkouring around the ceiling. I was like, okay, I don't know what weird astral bug thing you are, but okay. Like it just was crawling around the ceiling. It was just weird.
I don't know. I was up front and there was nothing.
I didn't really get too much of a feeling while I was there either time.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get anything, and that's really unusual for me.
Yeah.
It was almost creepy how
I didn't
little
even get
felt.
the like I feel like something's watching me. Couple of times in the master bedroom where you look over your shoulder.
Yeah.
You did get the feeling to leave us there, and that's probably a good reason why I keep the keys.
Yeah.
I did. I did. I got a little angry and wanted to leave them there, kind of like I did at the Ross house. I was like, I'm going to get my car and go home. No, it's not my car. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to go sit by myself then.
But it was the lack of activity that, like, it just irritates. After a while, you're just mad because nothing is happening, and you have no feeling, and nothing is talking to you, and you're like,
And that's when you open yourself up, and that's when you get choked.
I didn't open myself up this time.
But
I
you got
choked
irritated.
before I did it, so...
It learns.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But I didn't open myself up this time, which is weird.
What? Oh.
I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah.
The whole thing was weird.
So, at the end of the night, we did a whole nother blessing and cleansing with Darren with his tools that he brought.
And y'all
We
really
hotboxed the house and made Brian
die.
I thought I was going to throw up. It was so bad.
Why is it spicy?
The air was so hot and spicy. It was
It was bad.
bad. It was spicy.
It
Like,
was so bad, it
smelled
was in my
spicy.
mouth, and it tasted like vomit.
It smelled spicy. It tasted spicy. It was just spicy, and that was a little weird because it was spicy.
I
like,
thought I
don't
was going to
know.
die. I don't know.
And y'all
I
learned-
can't even describe it as spicy. I can't even describe it as anything, but I thought I was going to die.
I
And
bet
y'all
you
learned
did,
how
demon.
Yeah.
y'all learned how bad my aversion to the sage is.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it was definitely like a weird.
I was walking behind you and Darren going, I'm going to die.
We got two different like smudging, like smoke smudging going on, and then we did the holy water
Yeah.
on top of it to try to like get it gone for good.
Well,
As I'm walking through the house trying not to die.
then
Yeah.
we talked to her Thursday.
Yeah.
Lasted longer this time,
Did.
but now it's amped up in what it's doing. Her husband has not been scratched. She has bruises on her. She had a violent outburst and threw something and put a hole in the wall.
Yeah, that's new.
Yeah. She did not mention the granddaughter, and I haven't asked about her yet,
Yeah.
but we're going back for the round 3, the final round, with a shaman /
Molfar, which is a shaman that specializes in demonic entities and demonic attachments, because we don't know what else to pull out this.
Well,
this
she's
time.
already had one exorcism, so my theory would be that
It came back.
and it's back with a vengeance now because we've been out there twice and really made it mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be round 3,
Yes.
and your
The final frontier. No, it's not the final brain cell. It's the final frontier.
and this is the one where your new help doesn't want me there.
It's not that she
It's
doesn't
not
want
that-
you
no.
there.
It's because it's going to be a very emotional thing for her to go through.
she's going to have to relive a
So,
lot of traumatic.
Going to be, well, it needs to be just women in the room with her. So it's not that she doesn't want you there. She doesn't want you in that part of it. So we would feel better with you going just because
case,
you're
if-
there for us. And you can hang out with the husband and the dog and keep him busy so that he's not having a panic attack over what's going on with her. If she starts reliving these things and going through them and gets violently upset and screams or whatever, and
If we have this exorcism and she starts acting like the girl on The Exorcist, like
if her head spins around backwards, I'm out. Bye.
we're
I'm gonna set my
Eat
phone
soup.
on record and I am out in the car.
I have
soup.
never. Oh no! Ugh. I have never actually physically witnessed an exorcism performed on another person.
This is,
I've seen it on TV, but like never like in person. So I'm like,
but from
what do you expect? I don't know. I've
From
never
what I
seen one of those,
understand, though,
so-
from talking to this lady on the phone,
yeah,
this isn't like a Catholic exorcism like you see on TV. It is an exorcism, yes, but she also goes back to get to the root of what could have caused the attachment.
yeah.
Therefore, that's why it's going to be more of an emotional thing because, yes, she is going to rid her of whatever she has. She is going to cut the bond that it has with her, but she's also going to help her go back to heal the trauma that caused the attachment.
Yeah. And our client has a lot of childhood trauma.
Yeah. Who doesn't,
So-
really, though? I mean,
I mean, a lot of inappropriate things happened to her as a kid,
Yeah.
so that's why our Mofar was like, it's better if it's only ladies to talk about those inappropriate things
Yeah.
with her, so she's not uncomfortable. So we can get it all out and over with and all done at once.
but
Hopefully.
with that being said, if it turns into the things you see on TV, O'Brien...
We need you to get it off the ceiling because
Or
I don't know.
Brian, she's trying to strangle us. We need you to help.
Yes.
Or O'Brien, keep the husband calm because she's back here crawling around on her hands and feet upside down.
Spider crawl.
Yeah, like we really don't.
I mean, we
know
joke
what-
about this because we have never done this part of it. Usually you make a phone call and,
the priest
they
comes
do
and
the
does
thing
it.
and we stay at home.
Yeah, but like we're gonna be there, and like, are we talking like she's gonna goo out of her mouth? Like, I don't know.
This will be good training for you, Miss. You are ordained.
It is, and our new friend is actually going to train us and teach us how to do this correctly, so that when the situation could arise again, we have the tools. We can call her, plus we can actually help do it.
Yeah, but like,
So,
what do we expect out of an
Oh
exorcism?
no!
I don't know.
What did we
Don't-
do? Wait! What
Don't
did
watch YouTube.
what
for
did we do last night? We watched YouTube exorcisms, and we're going. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
I
about-
think I have the flu. I need to stay home.
And we're like, maybe that was not the greatest idea after watching the Demon House
Yeah.
movie. Not a great idea.
So we watched the Demon House and then YouTubed real life exorcisms. Whoa.
so
Not the greatest idea.
we've got round 3 coming up for Asheville.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
We
story
have
continues.
2 other cases in the mix potentially
Yeah.
coming up.
And we have Hotel Cania.
Yay! 1 month.
Yeah, so if
Just
you
less than a
guys
month.
should definitely come and see us at Hotel Conneaut. It's a good time.
Yes, we have a table at Hotel Conneaut. We will be sharing some of our evidence. We will be sharing some of our equipment,
Stories.
our stories. We have some goodies to sell.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely it'll be a good time.
Hopefully, we haven't heard yet. Hopefully, we'll be doing the mini hunts.
Yeah.
They're still waiting on that because they're still doing some renos.
Yeah, so if not this time, then probably September they'll be doing.
Yeah, for sure in September. Right now,
mini
it's
hunts
iffy
again.
depending on how the renovations go between now and then.
They're so excited to have us back this time though, because we were the talk of everything last round. It was great.
Yeah. Let's
But-
see if we can keep it a little more on the DL than this time.
Yeah. We made a lot of good connections last time though, so we're excited.
We did.
Yeah.
So on that note, we will keep you updated on the continuing of the Ashville Anguish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and share with a friend.
Or an enemy.
Or not.
Anybody.
Yeah. Give them some creepy, cool nightmares.
Yeah.
Watch us make fools of ourselves.
Yep.
Yeah. It's always fun. It's always a good time. It's always a good time on this show.
It's more fun when we're not scripted about something. We get really stupid sometimes when we just BS.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. Yeah. All right, savages. We'll see you later.
Have a good night.